Have you ever been halfway through a hike and thought, why did I even start this? Your legs are heavy, the trail feels boring, nothing remarkable has happened yet. But then you keep going just a little further. Suddenly the trail opens up and the view takes your breath away. Science often feels like that. Most days, there's no magic. It's slow, it's repetitive, it's confusing. But breakthroughs don't come when things are easy. They come when we decide to take one small step further. I'm a scientist studying how medicine attaches to diseases. In simple words, where does our antibody grab onto its target so it can work? I'm one tiny dot in our large organization, but I've learned something important about how progress happens. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about how we think. Let me share a story. I was trying to understand how a cancer medicine attached to its target protein, but nothing worked. After tweaking all the conditions, the data was flat. It would have been easy to say, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. But instead, I pushed a little further. I built a small device, nothing complicated, but could squeeze every last bit of signal out of the noise. And I look into the protein reagent I've been using all along. It has 85% of the protein folded correctly, but the remaining 15% was broken. Buried in the dusty old paper, there was a clue. By adding a small set of ingredients, the broken protein was refolded to its functional form. That's when I realized something important. Breakthroughs don't come from brilliance. They come from curiosity and stubbornness to go one step further. Now there's a question. Where to put our extra effort for something meaningful? Because one step further isn't always about adding something. Sometimes it's a little extra effort of simplification. Should we keep digging deeper or strip things down to their simplest form? My biggest aha moment didn't come from the lab. It came from two scientists from over a century ago. Gregor Mendel, the name you learn in high school, the father of modern genetics. He saw peas as either green or yellow, smooth or wrinkled, simple, clean, easy to teach. But there was another scientist named Weldon. He looked closer and said, wait, peas aren't just two colors or two shapes. They exist on a spectrum. Weldon died young. His idea faded away for a long time. But I realized something powerful. Mendel was right, and Weldon was right. They were seeing the world in two ways to solve different problems. So now, I think about science through two mindsets. The Mendelian mindset simplifies. It cuts through noise, focuses on the extremes, and extracts underlying principle with clarity. The Weldonian mindset accepts messiness. It looks at the entire spectrum, pays attention to details, and finds meaning in complexity instead of avoiding it. So the moment I realized that, something clicked. We don't have to choose one way or the other forever. We can choose the one that best fits the moment and switch as our task demands. The Mendelian mindset helps us stay focused. It distills many good ideas into the few that truly shine and form clear hypotheses for us to study. And when we design our experiments, we turn into the Weldonian mindset. Assume no effect until we see evidence. Imagine everything that can go wrong and prepare for it. acknowledge that human error is part of the world, and take precaution to reduce its impact. And when we look at the data, we stay open to many explanations, not only the one we want. In the end, we shift into the Mandeli mindset to crystallize what we've learned and pass it clearly to colleagues. Science doesn't work because we repeat doing the same thing all the time. It works because we practice the mindset we are not comfortable with, and we learn when to switch. The idea isn't just for science. It's applied to life, and sometimes for ourselves. Have you ever waken up in the morning feeling exhausted? For years, the morning fatigue felt like a mountain I have to climb. My very scientific conclusion was, well, I guess this is just who I am. Many years ago, I participated in an MRI study in college for $60. A medical student briefly mentioned to me, your tongue is kind of big. I thought, interesting, and moved on. So 6 years later, I stumbled upon a short video. It explains how moving our tongue to a forward position in our mouth helps with airflow and oxygen intake. The moment I tried that, it was like someone has opened a window inside me. The real problem was not about accepting who I am. It was something physical. I never thought to question. So I'm going to ask everyone to do a little practice today. And we are going to do it together right now, right here. Nothing complicated, but I hope everyone can follow along. First, stick out your tongue as far as you comfortably can. Keep breathing through your nose and notice the airflow in the back of your mouth near your throat. And then bring your tongue back in and press against the roof of your mouth. Let your tongue tip rest behind your top teeth, but without applying any pressure or pushing on your teeth. And lift the middle and back part of your tongue to a forward position. Keep breathing through your nose, and again, notice the feeling of airflow in your mouth. So it should feel just as smooth as just now when your tongue was out. That was my well done moment. The world is really green or yellow, and is messier, subtler, and funnier than we expect. Remember our hike? The best views only appear on trails we don't quit halfway. If we want to solve real problems, in science or in life, we don't need more answers. We need to go a little bit further and embrace different ways of seeing. Thank you.